Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Explicitly Unbiased. Today, me and Gerardo are going to go over which players have the most to prove in the 2025-2026 NFL season. Then we'll look at some matchups that we feel are must wins for the teams playing them right before we go through the entirety of the week one slate and give our picks as to what's going to happen in NFL's opening week. So without further ado, I'm going to hit the intro. Let's just get right into it. Gerardo is in the building, everybody. Let's talk some NFL football, shall we?
Oh, yeah. Let's get straight into it, Caleb. It is back in power. We are unbelievably thrilled that finally the NFL's back.
Most certainly. I mean, college football is great and all. Had fun the first couple weeks, but this is really the bread and
I'm
butter.
going for my main chick. I get it.
Yeah, this is the bread and butter for sure.
100%.
So like I said, the first thing we're going to talk about, players that we feel have a lot to prove, a lot of weight hanging over their shoulders going into this season. Not specifically week one, but throughout the entire year. So like this week one matchup isn't going to make or break this guy, but there's a lot riding on this guy through the year. I'll let you go first. Who is the number one player with the most to prove in 2025, 2026?
Now, I know me and you have talked about this guy a lot. It is personally
polarizing.
Like, yeah, JJ McCarthy is the guy. Like that, I think both me and you ultimately agree on that. We have a whole video breakdown on why we feel that way entering this season. But if you want me to go with a different pick, I would say there's three notable quarterbacks I say this year that I think it's most to prove. And I'm going to do a different one than we talked about. I'm going to say Geno Smith. I think
coming off of some great years in Seattle, some career years, led the league in passing yards or something like that. And
with
one of
Pete
those
Carroll
years
that he's back with. For the last 2 seasons has the best NFL completion rate. And now he has changed of scenery, but not so much in the sense that he's still with Pete Carroll, but noticeably different drop-off in wide receiver talent. That is the big notable one. We also know that he is a Band-Aid, not like he is a quick fix, not the ultimate reason why the Raiders are going to go successful after 3 years there. There is actually a prize pick bet whether or not he actually sees if he's with the Raiders longer than 2.5 years.
Under.
And there you go. And so I'm willing to also believe, I do think that this is a big must-win season, like a prove-it year for Geno Smith to maintain this level of success. He has bounced back. I mean, he was a notable bust with most quarterbacks who go to the Jets and has a very long and strenuous, like, bounce back. Like, we have all saw this talent when he was at West Virginia. We saw some of these glimpses in the Jets, and then he was with the Giants, and then eventually he just was just Russell Wilson's backup. And then when Russell Wilson got traded away and they went to him, he fully earned that. And he has looked immensely talented. He's very slept on. And I think this is a very interesting year, a must prove that, because now he's going into a division, even though it's the toughest division in the NFL. And he is unfortunately like the 4th ranked quarterback in that division. Ipso facto, the fact that you have Patrick Mahomes, you have Justin Herbert, and you had a tremendous season out of Bo Nix. And especially with all the improvements throughout that division, you have, almost every head coach in that division has gone to the Super Bowl and or won it. So I'm going to go with Geno Smith on my interesting pick this year for the most to prove, if it isn't JJ.
Yeah. I again said this guy in our big preview show. Like, this guy has a lot to prove. This guy is a make or break year. Kyler Murray. Again, he's a first overall pick. He's going into year 6, believe it or not. I know he didn't finish 2022, and I don't believe he began the year in 2023 after he tore his ACL.
No,
I
I
want to
don't
say
think
he
so.
missed a handful of games.
Mhm.
Um, this is, I know he's got the contract. I know he's got big money. This feels like Kyler. You got to show us something, dude. We gave you Marvin Harrison Jr. You have Trey McBride. You have a tandem of really good running backs with James Conner and Trey Benson. Um, I just I feel like he's got to show everybody something. He doesn't have to go win MVP. He doesn't have to be all pro first team. You got to get back to the playoffs. You haven't been in the playoffs since 2021, I believe, and you
Mhm.
lost the wild card round to that like awesome Rams team. Get it, but it's been a couple years now. You got a really good coach now with Jonathan Gannon. I think he's kind of underrated. Um, they just have to put it all together, and this has to be the year that Kyler Murray puts it all together. Show why you were first overall pick. Show why like people should be putting you more in top tens than top 15s. Like
Mhm.
you're supposed to be this guy. You're supposed to be the Heisman winning quarterback that turns a franchise around. That's why they picked you. That's why they traded away their first round pick from the year before, Josh Rosen, who I get wasn't good. I was not
Mhm.
his biggest fan coming out of college, but they took a huge swing on you, and the return has not been quite what they hoped for. And again, it's Arizona. Like they haven't had a great team around him for most of his career, but
Mhm.
it feels like they start to have a functioning like build around them, and it's on him now. Like time for you to put the backpack on and go. So that's a little bit more of an in depth kind of why Kyler Murray has a lot to prove this year, and it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, because when we're in the discussion of first overall picks, these are guys that can handle adversity and other teams' detriments where they have solved the offensive issue. For instance, Joe Burrow. There is no problem on offense with Joe Burrow. At the end of the day, they just need somebody to stop a nosebleed defensively, right? Other notable like first overall picks, like or in that realm, right? It's this player can lead this team to the playoffs, at least get us to the dance. Josh Allen. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes. We're talking about Justin Herbert and guys like that. When you look at Kyler Murray and you're telling me almost 5 years ago was the last time he went to the playoffs and he was the number one overall pick, I have a bit of a concern from that. Like, for instance, since that, I mean, Baker Mayfield has gone to a different team and taken that team to the playoffs. Like,
Sam
we are,
Darnold.
and also Sam Darnold as well too. Like, we are talking about notable players that are within that was only drafted the year before him. And Baker took not only the Browns to the playoffs, he also took a awkward Bucks team that didn't know what they were doing after Tom Brady. And then all of a sudden it's like Baker Mayfield looks like the dude again. And now we're stuck here again with Kyler Murray being the number one overall pick, getting all this money. Made it. Remember, he made a big to do that Paris Johnson had to be drafted by the Cardinals in order to protect him. That they went out and got Marvin Harrison because he was complaining, and then all the controversy of him spending way too many times on like video games. He plays way too much COD and Madden. Like he's been a very interesting case of a first overall pick to he invest into video gaming. He has his own video game team
Yep.
and all that other.
Yeah, yeah.
So I 100% agree with you. Is like, dude, where's his first overall pick at? Like, you got the money, you got the weapons, you got the team, you got the coach. Why we're not seeing wins being stacked on top of each other? And also in a division in which the 49ers, if they stay healthy, that's the biggest thing for the 49ers is staying healthy. The Rams, they're on the wrong side of all their ages. They're moving in a different direction. They got rid of Cooper Cup to bring Devontae. We do like that improvement, but Sean McVay has been flirting with retirement. I mean, Matthew Stafford eventually is going to have to fall off a cliff in his and we're seeing kind of him weather down a little bit in his health. And the Seahawks, I mean, we do not know if Sam Darnold's going to be good with this Seahawks team. So this should be a very make or break year for Kyler Murray with all the points that you give and everything that I've said. I just think that this is a winnable division for him.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was very interested in a bet that had the Cardinals pick the playoffs. You got another player that needs some attention.
Me or you talked about this guy, Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams for like we got you Ben Johnson. We got you sick receivers. We got you 2 tight ends. We got you a running back in Swift. We need to see it.
And a defense, by the way, that's kind of getting high regards.
I mean, they traded for Sweat. Like they went out and they did the most unbearish thing beforehand, which was surround him with actual talent beforehand. I'm a little bit still concerned with that offensive line. I mean, ultimately, I would rather have a solid offensive line than playmakers. I think great quarterbacks to elite quarterbacks make playmakers out of anybody. Historically, that's how it's always been. Like Peyton Manning, I mean, even Eli Manning, Tom Brady, like Aaron Rodgers as well too. Like it doesn't matter the weapons around. If you're protecting your quarterback, that's ultimately you need to give him more time to make valuable decisions. And I think I want I need to see some better decision making skills or surrounding him with a more solid, cohesive offensive line. I would say that he's also another one out there. And I know both me and you discussed because especially his rookie season, I mean, getting outshined by Jaden Daniels significantly kind of put a damper on his spotlight. Like, oh, dude, we need to see something now.
And
Because
then
Jaden,
Drake May also looking really good.
exactly, all your other constituents in your draft class.
Bo Nix, Michael Penix.
The only one I would say is he's either on par with Michael Penix. Like, I think like that's the one.
Well, I mean, they all played well,
Mhm.
relatively. Even
And
Caleb Williams, I thought played well-ish.
right. It was just very ugly too. And then, but yeah, he's another guy I would say that has the most to prove in 2025 as well.
I got 2 more for you. I got another quarterback. I know this is like it's a quarterback league, but I have a guy who's not a quarterback if you're interested.
Okay. What you got?
Kyle Pitts.
Oh, yes. Great shout. Dude, first of all, if he actually does pop off, it's a great fantasy steal for anybody out there because that dude is
Nobody's drafting him anymore.
exactly. Like it's you kind of like, what are you, dude? You're some weird wide receiver tight end hybrid that nobody throws the ball
You
to.
came out of Florida, the man. You were going to be like
Next Megatron.
yeah,
Nobody know what to use him, how to use
you were
him.
going to be Jimmy Graham on steroids. Like that was
Mhm.
that was your career trajectory.
Mhm.
You haven't even sniffed the potential of that at all. I should have pulled this up beforehand because I just kind of came up with this on the spot. Like I was
No, but it
totally
is a very good shout because it is very true. Like the dude has immense measurables. And then on top of that, too, like when they brought in Kirk Cousins, like Kirk Cousins is a good facilitator of the ball. So
and he might have just been cooked, but
mhm,
you want to know how many touchdowns he has over his 4-year career?
I bet you it's like 4.
10.
Oh. So
2,600 yards.
2,600 yards and 4.
His
Oh
rookie year,
gosh.
he went for 1,000, but he only caught 1 score. Made the Pro Bowl somehow, somebody in his rookie year. But I feel like I'll
Well,
just
yeah,
off
a
the name,
rookie tight end / wide receiver doing a G note. Yeah. That's
but
about
only 1 touchdown.
you're essentially, but mind you, too, this is very Atlanta Falcons. Julio Jones, remember, would get you all the way to the 1 yard line, but never score. And it's funny because I always felt that way about Andre Johnson. Andre Johnson doesn't have good touchdown numbers, but he has crazy catches and catch numbers and yard numbers. Like, and it's just a stigma of the Atlanta Falcons. Every time they get close to when they get to 10 yards, they just run the ball.
He missed 7 games in 2022, so give him
Mm-hmm.
credit. The next year is 667 and 3, 602 and 4. These are not Kyle Pitts numbers. I know you're in an offense with Drake London. I know that you've had QB issues the last couple years. You know, old man Matt Ryan,
And then
washed up Kirk Cousins.
Michael Penix, and then you didn't know what you were getting. Like it's changing quarterbacks mid-year is never a good idea.
No, and listen, I get it, but you are supposed to be QB proof. That's what I thought.
Yes.
That's what I thought. So Kyle Pitts is my my second to last nomination. If you don't have another one, I'll just go into my other one.
Oh yeah, what you got?
Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
Is he good at football? I want to know. That's all I want to know. Are you good at football? Like at this point,
I'm starting to run
I'm
out of
done.
excuses for him.
I'm done pretending that he's Andrew Luck. He's not. Straight up. It's been 4 years, almost 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's played 4 years in the NFL. He hasn't lived up to. He's barely Alex Smith. at this point. Forget Andrew Luck. He's barely Alex Smith.
Yeah, I'm running out of excuses for him. I really am. It's very tough
I'm
because
running out of interest for him.
I
Like,
mean,
I almost don't care.
it's also the Jags too. Like that's
Yeah, you
also
couldn't pay me to care about the Jags.
mhm.
But his
But
career high in yardage is 4,100 yards. His career high in touchdowns is 25.
25 is not bad. I'm not what about completion percentage? What does he look like there? That's a little bit more important stat.
66, 65, and 60.
Okay. I would like him to be touching at least like 68, 9 for that.
25 touchdowns is your career high through 4 years, and you're supposed to be the second coming of Andrew Luck.
Yeah. I mean, I was a big Trevor Lawrence fan. I really was. I really love the dude. The only issue that I've always had is the fact that Urban Meyer situation was I have never seen a worse head coaching job ever in my
No,
life.
agreed. But
It, yeah.
but Doug Peterson is no slouch.
Mhm.
Couldn't make it work. He was ousted. Now you got Liam Cohen, a guy neither of us believe in. We don't think he's got a clue.
I
So
mean, if you want to talk about in general, also a guy that you want the most approved, Liam Cohen, honestly, like that Duval thing was like, oh God, like what are we on about? That, I mean, also you want to go other guys. I think about Justin Fields. Like, dude, if you're not a 3,500 yard passer this year in a 20 plus, I would even say because he has ground, he could run the ball. Justin Fields, if he doesn't have 25 plus total touchdowns this year in over 3,500 yards in total offense, Justin Fields is done. Like,
well, here's the thing. I've never been a believer in Justin Fields.
no. I mean, I thought that was that
Like, he
narrative.
never even pump faked me into being a good quarterback.
Yeah. But I think ultimately it's like, bro, you are at best a bridge quarterback. And like, there's other quarterbacks I would rather have as my backup than you.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, those are your players that we think have the most to prove in 2025, 2026.
Mostly quarterbacks, which is very much understandable.
Yeah, but I did give you a little something with Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts, yeah, I like that a lot. I actually like that a lot.
All right, so let's go through this must win slate thing. So obviously, I put together a spreadsheet to keep track of our picks, both
mhm.
straight up and against the spread. But I kind of want to take a deeper look at these because it's not often like you hear must win all the time in the National Football League. You look at games and like that's a must win. That's a must win. Is there really must wins in week one? I think there are. I think there's a couple. I want to see if you share the same belief that I do when I talk about these games. So first things first, I'm actually going to start with the Monday night game.
Gotcha.
Minnesota at Chicago. You could say it's a must win for both these teams, but I feel like there's a lot riding on one team more than the other, and that is the Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, they need to win this game. Not only just to like get the juices going, but just for narrative's sake. If they come out of this game losing to first time starter JJ McCarthy, I get it. The Vikings are a really good team. Nobody's arguing the Vikings aren't a very good team. If the Bears need to prove it, they need to prove that, oh, hey, actually, like Caleb Williams is really good. We got a really good head coach. Like, you can't fuck with us. This is about as must win of a week one game as it gets for me. The Bears they got to have it. They got to have it. They got to control the narrative because if this thing is messy week one, we saw what happened last year. This thing can unravel quickly.
Yeah, it's going to be a very long season for them.
All right, let me just get that timestamp down. All right, another game that I feel like could be must win. I feel like Baltimore goes into Buffalo, and you're like, you've lost the MVP battle. People are now talking about Lamar Jackson as the fifth best quarterback instead of the second. I feel like Baltimore has a lot going for them on this game.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's must win for both teams too. It's not just, I think, also setting the standard for the Bills, like start off strong, Like it's a good MVP because the same thing. Like it's as of right now, everybody's second place of Patrick Mahomes. Like so,
I think that's closing up, but that's a different conversation.
no, but absolutely true. Yes, I think the gap is closing. So whoever wins this game is getting ahead on closing that gap. And so I'm fully agree with you. I think both the primetime games I think are must win. I think the Bills and Ravens together, I would say probably Lamar is about 55% more must win after losing it to Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen would be like 40 to 45% must win.
Yeah, I just think the one thing that these teams need is playoff success.
Yes.
Um,
Which you're not going to get until week 19. So, or like week 20 because if they get buys. So,
Look at the
um,
rest of this slate. Did
I
it
have
maybe
one.
overestimate that there's you have one? Go ahead.
Steelers and Jets. Aaron Rodgers has to win as a Steeler.
Why is that?
One, you're playing against your former team. Also the guy who didn't even want to have a conversation with you about retaining you with the Jets. And also this is the last ever time Aaron Rodgers suits up for week 1. I think like this is either his final send off it's his final send off as a starting quarterback in this league. You have to come out. All eyes are on you because of the failed experiment at the Jets. The Steelers they brought in so much talent to surround him. They gave you DK Metcalf. They got you this defense. They signed TJ Watt. They signed all these players. Now, granted, Cam Hayward has still haven't yet to be signed to a new contract. He's still kind of holding out for that. But I think week 1 for the Steelers, I think Aaron Rodgers has to go out there. And I don't think just he needs to at least give me 200 yards, like 200, 250. Like, give me something to work with because some of those garbage time games he had when he was with the Jets, like, yes, he still looked good, but it was still kind of garbage time. But I need to see some level of is this a Super Bowl winning quarterback, Aaron Rodgers? That's what I
Yeah,
need to see.
just like the days of being a really really good starter. Like,
Mm-hmm.
do you, are you going to leave us on a high note?
Yep.
Or are you
Because
going to leave? Or are you going to
I
leave
don't
how
want to.
Tom Brady did and just kind of leave us hanging? Like that's it.
Yeah, I would, or I don't want to see Peyton Manning at the Broncos. I don't. I don't want to see the 38th ranked quarterback in the league. I don't want to see your backup outperform you with Mason. Was it Mason Rudolph's there? Like, no, I do not want to. I don't want to see you right off into the sunset being not even a starting quarterback in this
Dragged
league.
away instead of walking away.
Exactly. Like, and then on top of that, because guess what the narrative's always going to be about you? Oh, this Pittsburgh Steelers won, you didn't. Like they won in spite of you. So I'm gonna say I would say Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers are week 1 must win. And granted, it's a great opponent, it's the Jets, which I'm not a big fan of. Neither are you. The Jets are the Jets. But same thing with like how I said it, like with Justin Fields too. Like, I mean, it's a little bit of a revenge game for either one of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good storyline. Same thing with, like I said, their head coach, new head coach at the Jets. He set the precedent of like, I'm not even having a conversation with Aaron Rodgers. He's just not a part of this team. I'm not waiting on him. He's waiting on me. And
And I'm saying no. Yeah.
yeah, and that's pretty ballsy. And then, mind you, the last thing you want to leave a guy that is that elite of an arm talent as Aaron Rodgers, despite his age, you don't need to give guys like that bulletin board material. You do not, because listen, the Packers drafting Jordan Love was the worst thing they could have ever done to Aaron Rodgers. Like
And he
that dude
went
went
won
on,
2 MVPs.
yeah, because of that. Because he's like, oh, guess what? You think I'm gonna teach this kid? You got me effed up in that. So I think I'm going with a must win for the Steelers week 1.
All right. That's about as much as we could get out of, like I said, must win week 1. Little odd, but
Mm-hmm.
I especially felt like Bears Vikings was
That is the
they
de
have to control that
facto,
narrative.
like de facto 100%. I'm gonna agree on that.
If they
I
don't
think.
control that narrative, there's going to be an issue.
I mean, both of us like vetted interest in both quarterbacks for that division. I mean, JJ and Caleb, we're seeing a lot of unknowns this week 1 and seeing which ones are going to be known.
Yeah, but we'll circle back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just get into these head to heads, the spread. Gerardo, I told you the format of pre-show, but I'll explain it to the viewer. I'm going to go with I have all 16 games right in front of me from Thursday night, Dallas at Philadelphia, to Monday night, Minnesota at Chicago. I have the head-to-head, and I have the spread. Me and Gerardo are going to pick head-to-head, which might not always necessarily represent in the spread. So, for example, if Gerardo says, you know what, 8.5 points is a lot for Philly and Dallas, I'm going to take Philadelphia to win, but Dallas is not losing by 8.5. We're splitting the baby a little.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do that throughout the year. We'll keep track of the points, and we'll come back at the end of the year, see how we did. So, without further ado, Gerardo, I teased it a little bit. Dallas at Philadelphia. Philadelphia is an 8.5 point favorite. Where are you going with this and why?
Philly, they're probably going to win by like 10 or more. Listen, they're a well-oiled machine. Dallas just lost Micah. Like, yes, they still have Dak and all that, but like that the vibe of that team is not right. And also, both me and you feel about their head coach there. Like, I think that is the ultimate placeholder head coach there is in this league right now. I don't know what they're doing there. I don't think they have a sense of direction. And the Eagles are the Eagles. There's a reason why they beat the Chiefs handedly in the Super Bowl. They have literally got better, like in all facets. They either kept all the good players that they're still good with, or we improved on certain spots. I'm taking the Eagles, and I think Dallas is not covering. I think they'll win by 10.
I tend to agree. I usually like splitting the baby here with these divisional matchups, but yeah, I have a hard time convincing myself that it's not going to be a smoke show.
I would have agreed if Micah didn't get traded. I would have probably maybe have split the baby if Micah didn't get traded.
But up next, we have Kansas City playing the Chargers in Mexico. The NFL will not be allowed to do this next year. Apparently, there's some federal law that says they can't do that. That I just read. So this is going to be the NFL's one and only Week 1 game in Mexico, and it's a divisional rivalry game. So how about that? Kansas City is 3-point favorites. I'll go first. I'm going to take the Chargers coming out hot. Listen, the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and they're going to be good at the end of the year. They're probably going to win that division. But something just tells me the Chargers they're going to come out swinging, and Kansas City might still be kind of reeling from that blowout loss. I might need to take them a punch in the mouth to kind of shake off the cobwebs. But yeah, I'll take the Chargers both ways.
To stick with my theme with the Chiefs this year, I think it's a little bit of a revenge tour with them. I think Patrick Mahomes has a little bit to prove that his weapons are digressing in all aspects from when he first started into this league. And I think he's going to have his Peyton Manning-esque, his Tom Brady-esque, where he's just going to make the weapons look that much better than they actually are. I got the Chiefs winning probably by 6, so they are not going to they won't cover.
Tampa Bay traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons and Kyle Pitts, Michael Penix, Drake London. Tampa is 2.5 point favorites. Gerardo, I'll let you go first.
Give me Tampa to win, Atlanta to cover.
So you think it's within 2 points?
Yes, I think like a 31-30 game. Like something like that, 21-20. I think it'll be I think I'm a little bit bigger in Penix this year. I think they also moving away from that type of offense with Arthur Smith. I think Arthur Smith was a little bit of the catalyst. And I'm a little bit teetering also. I think maybe Falcons open up with a win this year. This may be a game that they split with the Bucks, but I'm too much of a Baker Mayfield dog. And so I can't ever bet against him, but I do believe that they are going to barely win and Falcons are going to cover that game.
That's a hell of a line to split the baby on for sure.
Yes, I know it's very tight, but
I'm taking Tampa both ways. Something tells you that they're kind of head and shoulders above everybody else in that division.
Which isn't much saying because that division is like complete odd garbage, but especially compared to the other two teams in that division.
Not as bad as their AFC partner.
Their counterpart, yeah.
Not great. All right, Cincinnati at Cleveland. Cincinnati is 5.5 point favorites. I'll go first. I'm taking the upset with Cleveland. There's something about the Bengals in week 1. They just don't get off the hot starts, and I think that's going to continue. When you lose the Gerard Mayo Patriots in week 1, I feel like I have the authority to say, you know what, who can you beat in week 1? And they didn't really do anything to improve their woes from last year, so I'm taking Cleveland both ways.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I think Zach Taylor is also a guy that maybe we could have talked about as the most approved in 2025 for the
Seriously.
season. Especially the mishandling of the Trey Henderson situation that it lasted as long as it did, and it almost felt like it was completely pointless. And also on top of that, too, they did not improve vastly on defense. The Bengals, the only headlines that they made this offseason was how much they were fumbling a lot of stuff. We were talking about both defensive ends, whether it was the rookie or, and it ultimately ended up what? They both signed their contracts and it just sounded like they just didn't want to play mandatory practice. That's what it kind of sounded like. And even with those guys' additions, that defense is not fun. I don't trust that defense at all. And maybe you're gonna get some last magic from Joe Flacco, and this is like the one notable win for a really bad Brown team, And I just like you said, the Bengals never really start off hot like that. Seeing what that they lost to a very like not good Patriots team last year in a very
They were
bad,
terrible. Like,
yeah,
don't mince words.
yeah, and then also with Gerard Mayo as head coach, they lost to
Jacoby
that.
Brissett was the quarterback.
Yes, that's who they lost to week 1. So,
Jacoby Brissett and Gerard Mayo.
yep. And then all of a sudden the Bengals are going to score like win by 24 points.
Yeah, like, well. You're up first with this one. Miami travels to Lucas Oil Stadium to play the Daniel Jones-led Colts. The Colts are 1.5-point favorites.
Oh my God, give me the Colts. And the Dolphins are not covering that. No, I think the Dolphins are one of the worst teams in the league. And I think the Colts are going to easily, I think there may be a touchdown to 10-point win. I think the Colts is a really well balanced team. I just think the whole AR situation was dumb. Daniel Jones brings a little bit more consistency, which is a weird statement to say for a team, but I think he does an adequate job. I just think the Dolphins are about to self implode. They are, and this is going to be a step in that direction of losing to Daniel Jones led Colts. And I think also Tua's not been, I mean, remember last year we're having a discussion about if Tua's going to retire from the NFL. And Tyreek Hill wants out. They lost their notable big guy in Campbell. He was the big veteran leader on that thing. And remember, like that, I think that team's ready to implode. And I think a great way to start it is them losing to the Colts.
I kind of went back and forth on this somehow, some way. I was able to like try to talk myself into Miami. Like, okay, they have explosive plays. That Colts secondary is not all that impressive, I don't think.
They're not world beaters now.
And Tyreek Hill, say what you will about him being a total diva, still a pretty good receiver. Jalen Waddle, still a pretty good receiver. I could totally see this being a game, but I'll take Indy because, like you said, for all the reasons you said, there's a little more stability at the quarterback situation, believe it or not.
At least physically.
Outside of the quarterback, that offense is pretty good.
Oh yeah, like I mean, they have a great notable receiver in Pittman. They have a Alex Pierce. They have a great run game. They just drafted a tight end, and they have a solid offensive line. They have a top 10-ish offensive line. And I just think that if Indy gets ahead, like mind you, Indy is not really that much respected in the league like that. It isn't like if the Dolphins, I can understand that they wouldn't implode if they lost to like the Texans because the Texans are supposed to win that division. But then they're going to be like, bro, Daniel Jones beat me. That team is like one bad. Like if Mike McDaniel's vape pen don't work, they're going to implode. Like
He's going to crash out and punch somebody.
Exactly. I don't have any faith in that team. So I think the Colts are going to win by, we'll say 1.5 points, bro. Give me 6 on that one.
Look out for the alternative line on DraftKings. Mm-hmm. The Carolina Panthers are traveling to Duval to play the Jaguars.
Oh, God.
The Jaguars are 3.5-point favorites in Liam Cohen's debut game. I guess I'll go first. Give me Carolina. Just I don't believe in Jacksonville at all. Like if you made me pick one of these teams, I'm picking Carolina 100%. I think their quarterback has shown more than Trevor Lawrence at this point. I feel like there was Jacksonville has the edge in the wide receiver room for sure. But I just feel like the Panthers have a closer, better trajectory than the Jaguars do. But like I said, I don't like either of these teams, but give me Carolina.
Give me Jacksonville. This is going to be the notable win in Cohen's. He's going to look good early, and that's it.
You're calling him offensive Gerard Mayo.
Yes. Look good early, and then that's it. All right. Well, we just got a guy who's going to make us go 4-13. That's sweet. I think especially when young guys with a bunch of talent, I think that they're going to win early. They're not going to win often. I think that's the jump. I'm not a big fan of Dave Canales. I'm not a big fan of the Panthers. I'm not a big fan. I don't like any of their wide receivers for Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young needed more stability, and they got the two biggest, how do I say this, projects at wide receiver for them. And that is not something you want with Bryce Young. Tet literally said that he's an idiot and doesn't watch tape, openly admitted that to his hiring process. I kind of like the South Carolina guy, but also he's still unproven.
Yep.
Hubbard
didn't even start playing receiver until college or something like that.
Exactly. So we have two project guys with a project quarterback and a decent run game with Hubbard. Like, it's not bad, but also like this team is
Can
not.
you believe they took Jonathan Brooks and he just tore his knee again?
Mm-hmm. There we go. Like,
got the wrong Texas running back.
Yep. And so I got Jaguars. I just think wide receiver wise, I mean, you have, what is it? You have Thomas out there. You have a better running game as well too with ETN and Tank. And so I just
even
think
Tootin.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm gonna go with Jacksonville to edge them out here.
It's close. I like that line.
It's a 3, right?
3.5.
Panthers cover, but Jacksonville wins.
All right. Not to reveal our biases or nothing, but it's Raiders at New England up next. New England is a 3-point favorite at home. The first game of the Mike Vrabel era versus the first game of the Pete Carroll era in Vegas. Kind of a homecoming for Tom Brady as well. A lot of storylines, a lot of underrated storylines for this week one. Very good NFL schedule maker. It's your turn. So
I love Mike Vrabel. I also love Pete Carroll. I think those are like dudes. Those are like serious. Like they're not one of these coaches where I think they take week one seriously. They do. And the Raiders have a little bit more to win on this one because you got to start stacking wins early, especially outside of your division, because you're not going to see a lot of wins in the division. What's the line on that one too? Who's
New England -3?
New England is 8. Okay. I'm gonna go with great start to the Mike Vrabel era. I'm gonna go that, but Raiders cover.
Raiders cover.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Raiders both ways. And here's why. I've said it on this podcast countless times in the last couple of weeks. I don't like how they've transitioned from preseason to the NFL regular season. Cutting guys that they probably should have cut or traded months ago. Cutting your captain safety, Jabril Peppers. A guy who's kind of a Swiss Army knife on that defense. Over he can't play in the scheme, I guess was the excuse that was reported. Jabril Peppers can play anywhere. I don't love the vibe. It feels very weird. It feels very awkward. Maybe it's just PTSD from the last couple of years. Like the last couple of years have been very inordinary, atypical. But that just got the sinking feeling that it's not gonna go quite how we planned week one, and the Patriots are gonna have to regroup, kind of lick their wounds. And I just feel like the Raiders are more ready to win now than the Patriots are. So give them the hot start. I'll take the Raiders outright.
Okay. And fair point. I just think that with Mike Vrabel, I think they're just like in this new era of just like, hey, we're just going to straight up win.
No, if they came out hot, it wouldn't shock me. But I'm just like, something stinks.
Mm-hmm.
Something's fishy. Arizona at New Orleans. Arizona is a 6.5-point favorite against the New Orleans Saints in the Superdome. I'll go first. I'm going to take Arizona to win, but homecoming, first game for Kellen Moore, the new head coach down there. I'll let them cover. I think they'll keep it within a touchdown just because Arizona doesn't really blow people out like that. So, except for if it was New England last year after the bye week. But But I'll take Arizona to win. I'll take New Orleans to cover. 6 is a lot, even if it's the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give me Arizona to win and Arizona to win by 10. Yeah, this is one of the worst teams in the league. This is one of the worst teams I've seen. Like, I think this is and the best part is the fact that what's his name? Their head coach gets a free year to lose. Like, honestly, like even if he went 0-17, Mickey Loomis would be like, we don't got a team anyway, so it's okay. So I'm going with the Cardinals to win, like, and by a touchdown. So because it's 6.5, I give him a touchdown.
This is your must win. One of your must wins. Pittsburgh at the Jets. Pittsburgh's -3.
Give me Pittsburgh to win and then Jets cover. I think
Jesus,
also.
you're splitting the baby on all these close games.
Yeah, because I just think it's going to be how I feel about that is because I have to be optimistic and pessimistic at the same time when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. As much as I am a fan of him, like how Tom Brady's a fan of him, apparently. And my thing is that you surrounded him with all these weapons, but what if old age just straight up creeps in? And it's just like, oh my God, go get Mason Rudolph right now. And what if all of a sudden the Jets hire a hard ass dude, and they bring back that level of mentality? And it's like, there's a reason why we let him go. Like, F him, F Rodgers, and F what he did with the Jets and stuff like that. So I'm gonna need the Steelers to win, but they're not gonna, right? That I said Steelers win, but they Jets cover.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
only
it's
a
not gonna,
-3.
yeah, I don't think Aaron is going to have it's not going to be like a blowout win. It's not even going to be I think it's going to be a close game.
I'm kind of working on this theory, so give me a minute.
No problem.
Looking up stats here just to see if my theory works. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. Week 1. I'm looking up Justin Fields' stats in week 1.
Okay. So let's see.
He's got a 2-2 record in his career on week 1.
Okay.
I'm trying to pull up the stats in his entirety. Okay. Nope, that's not it. He's got yeesh. He didn't play much in week 1 of 2021. He's got 3 touchdown passes, 2 picks. Doesn't tell me his rushing stats. Okay, maybe this was a stupid stat that I probably should have thought of beforehand.
So you sense that you're splitting it down the middle with him. Is he going to be a decent quarterback, or is he going to be a bad quarterback? Which one are we going to get?
Tells me, like, even last year when he played the Falcons week 1, he was pretty good. It was an 18-10 victory. Fields had 156 yards through the air.
Yeah, but also this was like a bad Falcons team. Also, like they weren't
starting Kirk. Yeah.
Yeah. Where guess who he's facing? He's facing against TJ Watt. He's facing
And they scored
against
6 field goals, so there was no touchdowns.
There we go.
Maybe this was not the plan to make this argument, but I'm taking the Jets both ways.
Do you think he has a better offense surrounding him though with the Jets? He has better weapons.
Yes, certainly. I don't know who their offensive coordinator is. Jets offensive coordinator is Tanner Engstrand. He came from the Lions. So that's obviously a boom-nastic offense. Like I just feel like the Jets are more likely to get off to a hot start at home than the old ass Pittsburgh Steelers.
Who do you think which way is a better revenge game? The Jets, you would say it's a bigger revenge game for them than it is Aaron Rodgers?
I think this game means more to Aaron Rodgers than the Jets.
Okay. Because I think whatever narrative that is, that's why I have the win. That's why, and I feel like that's why I have Aaron Rodgers winning it in the game.
So the game certainly means more to Aaron Rodgers, but I just feel like the Jets are a better team. On paper, they're going to blow it up and they're going to finish worse. But on paper, they're a better team, and I feel like paper really matters week 1.
Yeah, that's probably the closest to on paper production is usually what week 1 is.
Up next, the Giants are traveling to Washington, take on the Commanders. The Commanders are 6-point favorites. I'm taking Washington to win. I'll take the Giants to cover. I don't think the Giants are going to be that bad.
We talked about their first 4 games of the year for the Giants. It's very tough sledding for them. Give me Commanders to win, and I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna go with your exact one. Commanders
Commanders
to
to
win,
win, Giants
Giants
cover.
to cover.
Yeah, you mentioned the Giants' first 4, and not great. At Washington, at Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
versus Kansas City, versus the Chargers.
Yep. That's gonna be
If you
0
want to
4
stretch
for
that out, and walk with me here, at New Orleans, versus
win,
Philly,
loss,
at Denver,
loss,
at Philly,
loss,
versus San Francisco, and you're in
loss.
November.
Yep. And at what point have we already released Russell Wilson? Tell me what day it is. And I'll
Call
tell
it
you this.
Halloween. Call it Halloween.
It's going to be after, it may be the damn Saints game, depending on how that looks.
Yeah.
That is the Giant, godly. Brian Dable, Jackson Dart's going to save Brian Dable's life this season.
And
Because,
that GM.
100%.
All right, your turn. Tennessee at Denver. Denver is 8.5-point favorites.
Give me Denver. But
Both
Tennessee to, give me Tennessee to cover. You said
really?
8.5?
8.5.
That's a lot, dude. I'm a big fan of Cam Ward. I'm still riding on that. I love Denver's defense a lot. I do think it may give a lot of it may give Cam Ward a welcome to the NFL moment. But the thing is, when it comes to these quarterbacks, like in RG3, when you had a Jaden Daniels, like your more non-traditional esque QBs. I mean, like when Cam Ward was in Miami, that dude was carrying a very bad, like not a defensively Miami team. Like he had to score 5 touchdowns for them to be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Cam Ward, because there's no tape on him like that, I think he will give in week 1. It's always catered towards, I feel like, offenses a little bit more. And I think Cam Ward, him and Ridley are just going to be firing all cylinders, and they may even get a notable week 1 win. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, do we believe in the Broncos to win the Super Bowl this year? Because mind you, that's everybody's sleeper pick this year. It's the most sleeper pick of all time right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I got Broncos winning, but the Titans to cover.
I got Denver. I got Denver both ways. I just don't think Tennessee has the firepower to keep up. Like Denver is no slouch on offense.
They are not. You're right.
I can't see a world where Tennessee goes to Mile High and keeps up. I think they're gonna get bludgeoned. Not like to a point where like we're looking at Cam Ward like, dude, you were a first overall pick. Like I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
And
But
even if he did
it's
struggle,
it's gonna be a comfortable like 38-20 win.
Okay. 18 points. Okay.
San Francisco is headed to Seattle to take on the new look Seahawks. Sam Darnold, Cooper Kupp, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Brock Purdy, CMC, George Kittle, and friends. At least offensively. Defensively, you got Fred Warner, but you get what I mean. San Francisco is 2.5-point favorites on the road. Did I go last time or did you?
I went because I said I like the
Seattle both ways.
Yep. Same here. A quick conversation. Seattle both ways. I think it's one of the toughest environments to play in the NFL. And I would rather back the home team up on that one. And way too much questions. You lose, what was it? Brandon, you have no wide receivers for the 49ers.
Unless you really think Ricky Pearsall is going to live up to that first round pick moniker.
No. And he barely played any last year because of an unfortunate incident. So, and health is still a relatively huge concern for this team.
Yeah, I still feel like they're made of paper mache.
Mm-hmm. And I have the Seahawks on this one. I just think it's a recipe for success for Sam Darnold to be introduced to Seattle very gracefully. I think you beat a divisional opponent. One, you have that whole stadium behind you, and they have very good weapons around them. You know, yes,
It's
they
not
lost.
as good as Minnesota, but it's pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, I mean you get Cooper Kupp, who's very sure-handed. You know, that's an upgrade over Tyler Lockett.
JSN is waiting to break out.
Mm-hmm.
Ken Walker and Charbonnet in the backfield.
Yep.
And then I like Elijah Arroyo out of college.
Mhm.
I think he's kind of like an athletic freak. And he'll
And
be
also,
interesting.
put it this way, they have Tyreek Wooden at defense for the Seahawks. Bye-bye Ricky Pearsall.
Devon Witherspoon. Goodbye, other guy.
Exa Thank you. Like, so what? CMC, who's always gonna tap, like, at this point, may break in half at any given play, and Brian Robinson. Like, I like Robinson. I do. We talked about that trade, notably here on the podcast, but I just don't think that Seattle defensively and that crowd behind them, good luck. Good luck.
I
I got
agree.
yeah, Seattle both ways on that one.
Detroit headed to Lambeau Field to take on Micah Parsons and the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are 2.5-point favorites at home. Wonder what this line would have been before the trade. But Gerardo, you're up.
I believe they became favorites with him. I'm gonna go with the Lions on this one.
Really?
Yep. I don't care. Packers have no defense. They don't have no back seven. Who's stopping Amon St. Brown?
That secondary is horrid.
Like I have never seen a worse secondary in my life. The fact that a wide receiver is a starting corner.
Well, how about you go look at the Dolphins secondary?
Well,
They're
yeah.
starting Storm Duck.
And I like the Lions. Their overall offense, like you can pass rush all you want, but guess what? The Lions can run the ball.
Jameer Gibbs, David Montgomery is still there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Solid
the only
offensive line.
concern is how far of do the Lions take a fall at the play calling standpoint?
Yes. The biggest thing is like what is more true is Dan Campbell a good hirer, like a good like to be able to replace these guys, or was his coordinators that much better than him? Like that's what we're finding out week one. And I'm just leaning on towards that. Yes, they're gonna have a little bit of a drop off when it comes to the coordinators, obviously. Like that's a huge overhaul. But I just think defensively with the Packers, yeah, you got Michael Parsons, but bro, who's your linebackers and who's your DBs again? Because the number one way to because the thing is when you line Michael Parsons up and Rashawn Gary and you got rid of your D tackle for him, I just run the ball. I have eliminated the pass rush with play calling. So, and I also think like on top of that, you get them tired with Jameer Gibbs and Montgomery. Guess what? I have St. Brown on the outside, and you have no DBs to cover him. None at all. So, good luck.
Jameson Williams for a 70-yard bomb is always good for it too.
Oh yeah, exactly. So even there we go. Like the offensive weapons for Detroit is just massively.
I think Tim Patrick's still there too.
And then Sam Laporta as well too, tight end wise.
Yeah.
Like they are a very well rounded offense.
Tim Patrick is not there. He's with the Jaguars. All right.
So yeah, give me Lions both ways.
Houston at the Rams. Rams -3. I'm going to take the Rams. I have no reason not to believe that they're a well-oiled machine. And Houston took a lot of hits this offseason, to tell you the least.
Yes, I'm going to go with you on the same one as well too. The play calling, they say that it's gotten improved. It doesn't get improved until I see week one. So I can't because
and the Rams defense is still pretty solid.
Yes, and they improved from Cooper Kupp to Devontae, and they also have what's his name, Puka as well too. Good, solid run game, and also Matthew Stafford has yet to digress either. Like he's still a legitimate starting quarterback in this league.
Dude, their pass rush is young and fierce with Brady Fisk and Jared Verse.
Oh yeah, love they exactly, and also the Texans' offensive line got worse. It was really bad.
Kobe Turner ain't bad neither.
Mm-hmm. Like the Texans are going to feel a lot of pressure, and also Joe Mixon is not back.
The Rams, I will say, very thin.
Oh, they're a couple injuries away, and they're looking just like the 49ers. Like they're just like, bro, who are we rolling out here? We got literal free agents who probably haven't played football in 2 years.
They are very thin at the especially on defense. Like when they lose their top guy, it could be a mess. So health is a big concern for them, as it is for the 49ers. But we'll take the Rams week one. Nobody's hurt yet. All right, Baltimore at Buffalo, prime time. Buffalo -1.5.
Give me the Bills. I love the Bills. I'm big Josh Allen fan. I think he has a little bit more of a chip on his shoulder because he's always running into Patrick Mahomes. He's
And he
always
doesn't play bad.
exactly. And the thing
Like
is,
Lamar, when he plays in the playoffs, especially against the Chiefs, he craps himself.
Josh Allen gets
Allen doesn't crap himself. His defense blows.
yeah. Allen has and it's like, what more do I need to do? And maybe he takes that leap of like, F it. I'm the best quarterback in this league this year. Like, and I think that what a
I
great way
said
to
that gap was closing. That was the guy I had in mind.
I really do believe that he is just as big of a revenge tour as Patrick Mahomes is this year. I really do think that Josh Allen is inching his way to I'm the best quarterback in this league. Because, for instance, like there's other guys that are getting more love than him that haven't won an MVP. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow. There's a lot of people who really love Joe Burrow because on top of the two, that offense is sick. Like Joe Burrow has never, and it's funny because the narrative for Josh Allen is that, oh, he can't beat the Chiefs. And it's like, he's never been the problem why they couldn't beat the Chiefs. Where, like, how come we don't say that narrative about Joe Burrow? Like, it's like, for
Burrow
instance,
beat him a couple of times.
not only that, but also Joe Burrow, his defense is so bad that it's just widely known that, yeah, it's never his fault. When it's like, well, the Bills defense wasn't all that neither when they let him
Well,
down.
they're good defense until they run into the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Exactly.
the Bills are usually very balanced, and then like their defense just like kind of fails.
Yep. So I'm with you on. I think it's a Josh Allen revenge tour. I really do think he's like going up there to maybe win back-to-back MVPs this year, or at least, and I'm sure he'll trade any of those for a Super Bowl. And I think that's way more important to him. And I think he is going to play an offensive style this year that isn't stat driven that way.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's literally going to be conductive to winning games. So he may win ugly, but he'd rather take a win than accolades. I don't need Josh Allen to. If he can throw for 300 yards because they need to for them to win, that's fine by me. But at the same time, you sign Cook, you're paying everybody over there. You have great tight ends out there too. You're getting a second season with their young Coleman, their wide receiver there as well. And I'm a big believer in the Bills this year. And they're getting a new stadium, right? They're playing in their new stadium already?
No, that's not done yet. Bills stadium plan.
I think it's next
down the road.
Okay.
Starting next year, apparently. I thought it was a couple years down the road. Nope, apparently next year.
Yeah, so I'm a big Josh Allen. I'm gonna take Josh Allen on this one. Them and the points, right? Because they're the underdogs.
Yeah. Yes. No. Buffalo's a 1.5 favorite.
They'll win by 3 points. I'm gonna take that.
Me too. All right. Monday Night Football. Be sure to give me a score at the end, just so we have a points tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota at Chicago. I said it. Chicago's got to control his narrative. I think they're going to do it. So give me Chicago in kind of an upset. Minnesota's 1.5 point favorites. But I just feel like Chicago has more to win than Minnesota has to lose, or Chicago has more to lose than Minnesota has to win. So desperation wins in this one. Give me the Bears in a 30-24 game. So 54 points.
I was going to take 30 for the Bears. I think that's a very nice number for them. I'll be different. I'll say like 31. For the Bears, I have the Bears winning as well this one. I'm going to say 31-17.
So that's 48.
Mm-hmm. 31-17 on that one. I just
those are our picks.
Mm,
Not bad. All right, give me a lock of the week. What's your lock?
Commanders.
Commanders beating the Giants?
Yeah. 100%. That if you want me to do it, Colts, Dolphins, I'm actually a big believer in that one. That or you really want to be super locked for Eagles beating the Cowboys. Cardinals beating the Saints. There's a lot of good, like,
a lot of good locks.
Like just to win outright. Like, yeah, Cardinals. You want to do a nice little parlay? Give me Eagles to win. Give me Cardinals to win, and give me Seahawks to win.
I was gonna say
Like it.
Seahawks is like kind of like my emotional lock.
Yeah, I would go with that.
Sam Darnold's gonna prove us right once again.
He always was talented. He would just like every other quarterback that goes to the Jets. What happens?
You
They're
know who's their
never.
offensive coordinator over there?
Who is it?
Kubiak, right? Gary Kubiak, the kid.
Oh my! Wow, there you go. I'm a big fan
Not
of the
Gary
Kubiak.
Kubiak. Who's the fucking
Is it
Kubiak?
Clint? No.
Clint Kubiak? Yes, Clint Kubiak. He was the guy that had Derek Carr and Rashid Shaheed lighting it up. What do you think he's gonna do with Sam Darnold and JSN?
Charbonnet and Walker, right? That's Walker at number 9 for them, right? And then also JSN and then
Cup.
Cooper Cup. Yep. Yeah, I'm
Just
gonna go.
imagine.
Yeah, I think if you want to do, I mean, technically you can do a 4-way lock. Commanders, give me Commanders, Seahawks,
Should I put that in
Cardinals.
the DraftKings just to see what comes up?
What would you get? Yeah, what would you get if you got Eagles to win straight up, Cardinals to win straight up, Seahawks to win straight up, and who else did I say? Commanders,
Yep. So Commanders
which
money
is all
line.
NFC teams. I didn't pick any AFC teams.
Commanders money line. You had Seahawks money line. What was the other one?
Commanders, Seahawks, I'm not Falcons, Cardinals, and Eagles.
Eagles.
So essentially, I took almost all birds.
If you go with the bird parlay plus the commies,
Mm-hmm.
and you wanted to put $100 down, you'd the payout would be just 2 cents short of $500.
Okay, $4.98, or like $4.99,
Yep, or 4.98. Sorry, $1.02.
That's not too bad. But if you guys are gonna bet on anything, get that Powerball. That's in the billions. So
They just gave me PTSD working at the gas station selling Powerball tickets till crack it on.
yeah, no.
Speaking of the crack it on,
yeah. I would say yeah. Those are my locks of the week. Those are my 4 biggest locks. But yeah, I think Cardinals and Saints. That's without a doubt. Without a doubt. I don't
I
think
don't
the
know,
Saints.
man. It's week 1. Things get weird. I like the Saints plus 6.5. Not to win, but 6.5. It's
Yes,
weird. The Saints are frisky. They're always frisky.
I'm sure if they have Gleason roll out there, then I'm going to say yes, the Saints are going to win.
Oh God! Remind me to tell you a story about something I posted in draft chat years ago.
I mean, listen, what was it? There's always like these weird stigmas, right? If your head coach gets fired and you're bringing a new head coach, guess what that means?
You're gonna
They're
win.
winning. If you replace your quarterback, what happens?
You lose.
Thank you. If you bring a inspirational guy that you're like if it's an anniversary game, right? You're probably gonna win that game, especially if you bring back the dude. Too.
I don't know. The Patriots lost when Tom Brady came back and Julian Edelman came back.
Yeah, but that wasn't an anniversary of anything. That's just them coming back.
Edelman went into the Hall of Fame. Patriots
Well,
Hall.
Well, I mean, like for instance, like if it's the 10-year anniversary, like a significant day of like Gleason blocking that punt, like
Well,
to
yeah,
the
the Red
day,
Sox don't lose on Patriots Day. Yeah.
like that's what I'm saying. Like for instance, like it's like if it was like the 10-year anniversary of Al Davis dying, I'm gonna take the Raiders. So that's always been my big betting rules. If your coach gets fired, guess what? Guaranteed win right after that. And I bet you that there's like some dumb stat that says that that's not true, but I always believe
it's not
that.
perfect, but
Also,
the vibe.
emotional high. Listen, I saw Jeff Saturday win. Okay,
I also saw
I saw
Jeff
Jeff
Saturday blow a 31
Saturday
point comeback.
win. So, well, Jeff Saturday should never be a coach. That was the crazy part. That he should have just been an analyst, and he
What
somehow
team did he beat?
Oh, the Raiders. Believe it or not, he beat the Raiders. Josh McDaniels.
Yep, I remember.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end. Well, the end already started way back when he was a coach at Denver, but a lot of people tend to forget about that part of him, and I'm just like, why? Like, why he's never shown that he should ever be a head coach. Great offensive coordinator. I will never hate on McDaniels for that.
I mean, just look what he was doing for Bill.
Yes. Look what he's always done.
You think Bill would take him to Chapel Hill right now?
I don't even know. He would save him. Yeah. But no, I think great wrap up to our picks. I think my lock is still going to be the Cardinals and Saints. The Seahawks one ain't too bad of a shout, though. Nope. I'll give you that one.
I think the Seahawks are the lock. You go ahead and put that money in, see what happens. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you watch our college football video coming out tomorrow if you're into that sort of thing. But if you're not, that's okay. Just make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. Make sure you comment your thoughts. Which of our picks do you hate the most? I assure you some Vikings fans are going to be furious that we picked the Bears.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, like over right here, like that's all the recommended videos on our channel. I'm sure that you could always check out. We have a whole lot of breakdowns. We have even the unawards that we created this year. That was pretty
which
fun.
coach do you think we're picking to get fired first?
Yep. Coach the big fire first. And also, what was it? The coach that will last the whole year, but be the worst head coach in the league.
Yeah.
And
that one made up on the spot.
Yeah. That was kind of our uncoach of the year.
And the un-MVP. Which player is going to be the biggest doofus?
Yep. Which also preface was that he had to have started the whole year. Like he can't be a guy that gets benched in the middle of the year or un-MVP or get hurt as well too.
Although if a guy gets hit by a car and it's his fault, like can we
I mean, I'm not going to ever vote for Dwayne Haskins to be
MVP. Bad taste.
You said it, not me. You said if a guy got hit by a car.
Boo.
Can you name another notable player? Die. Name another notable player that has been hit by a vehicle. Cam Newton.
No, he flipped his truck.
Never mind. See, self-inflicted injury.
Oh, brother. All right. That's how you know we've stayed out too late. Thank you all for watching.
Of course. Thank you all so much, as always.
We'll see you next week.
Adios.